April 26, 1986, disaster strikes Chernobyl in Ukraine. A large explosion released tons of radioactive gas into the atmosphere. 115,000 people were evacuated.
This caused environmental catastrophe throughout the country. The atmosphere was greatly affected by the gases such as noble gases, krypton, xenon, etc. that were released into the atmosphere during the accident. Organisms died from atmospheric gas and radiation, and children died from thyroid cancer. A pine forest downwind from the reactor was affected by the radiation and turned a reddish-brownish color when absorbing the atmosphere. Many of the trees died, and the forest gained the name the Red Forest. Because of the atmospheric contamination, the organisms died from the radiation as well. In the future, atmospheric radiation would cause ozone depletion and global warming. And now to our special guest Rishab with his research on the populations of Chernobyl.
Many animals died through the contamination, while others adapted or mutated. Small invertebrates and insect populations was lowered by high levels of radiation. Many different species, such as birds, the barn swallow, had significantly smaller brains and degenerative nervous systems. Because of these mutations, many birds died. While some organisms died and others mutated, Arabidopsis, a native plant to Chernobyl, is able to resist high concentrations of ionizing radiation and resist forming mutations. This species of plant has been able to develop mechanisms to tolerate chronic radiation that would otherwise be harmful or lethal to other species. Thank you, Arthur and Jacob.
High levels of cesium are found in the surface layers of the soil, where they are absorbed by autotrophs or producers, which changes the food supply. Radioactive elements and plutonium damage when spread through inhaled dust particles in terrestrial organisms. When animals are exposed to these radioactive elements, it damages cellular function and DNA. Radiation is spread through second, third, and high-order consumers because producers are contaminated by radiation. Contamination migrates into underground aquifers, lakes, and ponds. The main source of elimination is the natural decaying of cesium to stabilize barium, since the water cycle is too small.
And now to our other special guest, Kevin Shaw, with what's to come in Chernobyl.
The future of Chernobyl is uncertain to tell through the radiation contamination of the area. While some species will die out, others will decrease in population and increase again. Most species of fish will be heavily affected in future generations, while others will be unaffected. The loss of forests will heavily affect the ecosystem in the future, causing lowered primary productivity and overall population. The contamination of the soil by radioactive iodine will deteriorate future producers. While these species are affected, others will continue living. The 19-mile area surrounding Chernobyl is a wildlife sanctuary, home to numerous variety of deer, birds, and fungi. Wild boars, eagle, lynx, and Przewalski's horses are all able to make new homes in the abandoned shell of Chernobyl. Birds and fungi are able to live inside the Chernobyl, taking full advantage of the isolated area. Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you for watching. This has been a brief story on the disaster Chernobyl.